Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very exciting week for LongHashX and to the demo day of the Safe Accelerator Cohort. We're very excited to host 4 demo days this week, during which we are showcasing the largest graduating class of our accelerator alongside accelerator alumni. And we are very excited to be hosting the first ever Safe Accelerator Demo Day. I'm Buri. I'm the COO of LongHash Ventures and the head of LongHashX. With me today are Michael and Amir, our program leads in our venture building team, who you will be seeing and hearing from later today, as well as our production crew who have put all of this together today. Now, before we get started, let me introduce LongHash Ventures and the LongHashX Accelerator. We were founded 6 years ago as one of the first Web3 accelerators. Today, we are one of the leading Web3 accelerators and the one with the strongest network and presence in Asia. Over the past 6 years, we have accelerated over 80 projects and helped them raise close to $200 million in funding. Some of our accelerator alumni include Astar, Manta Network, Lit Protocol, Balancer, Instadap, Huddle01, and many others. We have been working closely with ecosystem partners such as Safe, as well as Filecoin, Neutron and Cosmos, Axelar, and many others, and we are excited for some of the partnerships we have planned for 2024. In addition to our accelerator, we also have 2 investment funds launched in 2020 and 2022, respectively. Some of our portfolio companies include Safe, as well as Neutron, CK Sync, Zapper, Zaga, and many others. Now, we are very grateful to have been able to collaborate with Safe, one of our portfolio companies, to run this program, which supported founders building with a focus on abstracting complexity away from Web3 users. I also want to thank the mentors and fireside chat guests that are part of LongHash Web, our on-chain contribution network, including Lucas Shore, co-founder of Safe, who is here with us today and will give a little talk, as well as Stefan George, co-founder and CTO of Gnosis, Lasse Clausen, founding partner at 1KX, Luca Netz, CEO of Pudgy Penguins, Miko Matsumura, managing partner at Gumi, Tien, the co-founder of Pendle, and many, many more. Now, without further ado, let me now pass it to Amir to share the agenda of today.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Buri, for the intro. So for the past 12 weeks, we've been working very closely with Safe, our ecosystem partner, to help the 5 projects that we've onboarded to join the world's first account abstraction accelerator. And we've worked on a wide range of Web3 native topics to help the founders take their ideas from concept to Web3 native businesses today. So you'll be hearing pitches and watching demos of projects building in very exciting verticals, such as an omni-chain protocol for borderless applications, multiplayer crypto, on-chain asset allocation and management, on-chain decision-making within DAOs, and Web3 automation. So if you're interested to meet with any of the teams today, make sure you stay till the end because there'll be a form with a QR code. So that will be flashed after all the pitches. So before we listen to all of the pitches, we would like to invite none other than Lucas, who is one of the co-founders of Safe, and he'll be sharing more about the Safe ecosystem and what's exciting within the next coming months.
Thank you, Amir. Let me quickly share my screen. So I've got something visual as well. All right. Yeah. First of all, congratulations for the entire cohort for reaching the finish line. It was quite an exciting journey also for us because it's been the first time we're doing like a specific accelerator for the Safe ecosystem. So hope you've got quite some value out of it. Very curious on your thoughts, anything we can improve for next time. But in general, Safe is about one thing and one thing only: to make every account on Web3 a smart account. And that's, in our view, only possible because there is an ecosystem that's jointly working on that together. Because that's not something that one team, even a few teams, can do. It's really going to be an industry effort to achieve because it is, it's quite hard to get people to switch away from their EOAs and their MetaMask that they got used to. So it will get us a lot of time and a lot of effort to work together to achieve that. And it's been really the ecosystem effort that has been already driving so much adoption to smart accounts in the last months and years. Actually, even throughout the bear market, we've seen even more usage coming to smart accounts. As you can see here, we're very close to onboarding more than $100 billion worth of assets on the Safe Smart account specifically. So that's quite an exciting milestone that we're probably going to reach soon. But yeah, this is really, this is what's made by the ecosystem. This is what different projects building for different user groups and different verticals, and really leveraging smart accounts in different ways. So I'm excited to have 5 like stellar teams coming out of this accelerator, having their own solutions, their own things that they're optimizing for, their own ways they leverage smart accounts, or they're contributing to this ecosystem. Yeah. Then one thing I want to say, the accelerator program is really one way where Safe is supporting the ecosystem of builders around smart accounts, but like be sure that the support is not stopping with this demo day. It's actually the main purpose of Safe is to support the ecosystem through financial and non-financial means. So whatever there is in the next months and years where Safe can support you in any way, whether that's financial support through potentially grants or connections to investors, make sure to reach out. Also, if there's anything on the technical side, any co-marketing support that we can provide for you for your big launches, always make sure to reach out. I think you should be in touch with at least a few people from the core team, including John and Lorne, who've been supporting ecosystem projects in the past, and just never shy away from getting in touch to us. One thing specifically I want to highlight is a new financial support structure that has been built up over the last weeks and months, which is the OPRA framework, which is how Safe DAO is going to allocate resources in the future. So that really links resource allocation from the DAO to the strategic pillars of Safe, which is that we want to foster a vibrant ecosystem, building on smart accounts. We want to remove centralization factors of it, so get more resilient for decentralization, and we want to tokenize the value of that ecosystem. So having the Safe token be connected to the growth of the wider ecosystem, not one specific part of that. And with the ultimate goal, as I said before, to establish smart accounts as the default means for interacting with Web3, so that every single account in Web3 at some point will be smart. Exactly, and the OPRA framework here really is community driven. So we've just recently seen like the first wave of OPRA initiatives getting funded by the DAO. Like roughly $500,000, I think, dollars worth of funding has been granted, and there's more of these waves being done in the next months. So if this is definitely something to look into. Then a few things that I'm personally excited about. It really seems like the wide Web3 ecosystem, like from different projects from different corners in Web3 are kind of jointly working towards this interoperability endgame. Like some coming more from like the DEXs or kind of intent infrastructure side, others from cross-chain interoperability solutions or layer 1, layer 2 ecosystems, and others from like more an account or wallet side. And it's going to be quite interesting how this interoperability endgame is going to be playing out, and how these different projects can contribute themselves towards that. So yeah, this is something that's currently in the works. Some research like how really smart accounts can be adding value to this interoperability endgame, and that's just something I want to give a small heads up. Something I'm quite excited about, also working together with startups like in this cohort, like just seeing how we can actually make usernames where ENS has made a lot of efforts, how they can be even smarter with smart accounts, how we can leverage existing intent infrastructure and connect them more seamlessly to smart accounts, or how we can really create cross-chain account abstraction in a way that's scalable and maybe even going beyond EVM. So yeah, that's a few major problems that will have to be solved. And also here, this is not something that one team itself can solve. So that's something where we need to rally around an ecosystem to ensure we can really scale smart accounts and really abstract away complexities for Web3 users. Another thing I'm excited about to have SafeCon come back. So after our Genesis SafeCon last year, we're bringing it back in May in Berlin. We got the same venue again, right at the riverside. So hope all of you will mark the calendar, and I will see most of you there as well. And then finally, just something where I'm not sure how closely you've been following also the discussions on the forum, but like the Safe token was at some point, there was a proposal to make it transferable, where the community said it was not the right time. There has been some milestones defined through community discussions on how to get to a point where it makes more sense to have it transferable. Most of these milestones are now completed, with the last one being in discussion right now. So I cannot promise anything, as it will be again a community vote if it gets there, but it could be quite an interesting times throughout the next months if it actually will go that way. So just something to keep on the radar, to keep engaged. Definitely curious on any feedback on the latest proposal that's up on the forum. And yeah, with that, maybe as a last thing, just general thanks to everyone involved in making this accelerator happening. So both from the Safe core team, I think mostly John and Lorne were involved there, but also our co-pilot LongHash, who's been mostly in charge for all the logistics and all the events around the accelerator and the coordination and sessions with the teams and so on. So big congrats to everyone involved, and very excited for the pitches to come.
Cool. Then in that case, let's move on to next up, which is multiplayer crypto. So I'm sure everyone here has tried to onboard their friends or family members into Web3, but there's just too many friction points. And let alone getting them to participate in multisigs. Oof, pretty tough. So now we have On It that has a solution for just that. So introducing James from the team.
Thanks for that, Amir. Yeah, this is James speaking from On It, and today I'm going to tell you a bit about the app On It that we're building, the home of multiplayer crypto, and why we're building an app for you to manage all of your crypto groups directly from a group chat. So the way we see it, crypto is better with friends, right? It's better to have the people that you enjoy being with sort of involved in your decision making. But when you want to onboard someone new into crypto these days, there's a pretty big hurdle there for new users trying to get an EOA, manage what like a seed phrase is, and this can actually put off quite a lot of people. And even if that person uses some account abstraction wallet, they're going to land in the crypto in a very fragmented state, right? So you can have some assets in a safe, you can have assets in like a party DAO, you can do your voting on Snapshot or Joke Race, and each of these things has its own UI, and it just adds to this hurdle that people have to get over for them to actually start enjoying crypto with their friends. So the way we see it, we're building one app to discover and manage all of your crypto groups directly from a group chat. So that familiar UI that everybody knows, we're going to embed the whole experience into that. So down below here, you can see sort of user journey that could happen. Someone who already has a safe downloads On It, they import one of their safes, and at this point, when they want to onboard anyone new into that safe, all they have to do is send them a link. That person will then download On It, Face ID, and we will create them a passkey account in the background, so they never need to worry about a seed phrase or even know what an EOA is. And then at that point, they will be presented with this on the right. So there's a very familiar set of chats, and we've actually embedded a safe into all of these chats, so you can actually just manage it directly from that flow. And that's what we're going to see now in some short demos. So on the left here, you can see a new user coming along, creating an account. All you have to do is choose your username and a picture. You're going to accept this, and then we're going to bring up Face ID. So you're going to scan with Face ID. This creates a passkey on your device, and then this is you completely on-chain. So a new user now has an account and they can transact on-chain. They can also create a chat. This is just searching someone's Web3 social. in this case, Peter. So I can now just send Peter a message. This is going to be sent on XMTP. So we've actually created them an XMTP profile in the background. And now you can even view this person's Farcaster profile. So you can see what safes they're in, you can see their casts, and you can interact directly with this person from the Onit app, either here or in that group chat or in that chat that you've just set up. And then on the right-hand side here, you can see someone who maybe already has a safe. They've got the Onit app. Now they want to import that and create a group chat for it. All you have to do is give it a name. We are going to then import that safe, backfill all of your transaction history into this group chat. And you can now just sort of see things that have gone on, some transaction details. You can see the members that are already in your safe, invite new members. And you can even, using natural language, just describe the transaction that you want, type it in, and then we will pop up what we think that is. We'll pass you through so that you can just review it. We'll calculate the gas and everything. And then you can submit this proposal directly into that group chat. Other people can then vote on it. In this case, I can execute because this is just one signer. And then we can just see that the transaction has gone through. So this is the app that we've currently got in test flight. We've got a small cohort of users who are just using this and giving some feedback, and moving into some sort of future work that we're going to be working on over the next set of months. We just want to make this in-group experience a bit more enjoyable. So embed things like prediction markets, draw the chart, trading leaderboards, just so that people can sort of enjoy this chat with their friends, regardless of sort of wider market performance and how things are going. We want to build out the natural language transactions and queries, right? So we think we're well positioned to target new users into crypto with this, because these people aren't realistically going to go to like Dune and look up sort of analytics on different things that are happening. They just want to use a familiar flow, and we can give them that. So you just want to search like, at what times is gas cheapest? Like what was the most trending token on Uniswap? You can just type this in. We're going to like display all this feedback directly in this sort of like conversational flow. And then we are already an XMTP client. So those chats that you've seen, we set you up with an XMTP account. And we're also well positioned to be the first XMTP group chat client when they release that in like approximately Q2 of this year. So who are we? I'm James. I studied electronic engineering at Imperial before joining an automation startup as employee number 6. This is Peter. He done maths at Cambridge before joining an insurtech startup as employee 12. And we've both been building in Web3 for the last like 3 years now. We've sort of positioned ourselves well in the account abstraction space. I've been given like a number of talks on our early passkey work at EdCon and other conferences last year. And then Peter actually developed the first React Native passkey library for interacting like between EOAs and passkeys. So that work has sort of got us supported by some great investors in the space. We went through the Variant Founder Fellowship last year. We're now obviously supported by LongHash and Safe. And we got angel investment from Christoph Gazo, the co-author of ERC 4337 and like a very early account abstraction pioneer. So sort of where we're at as a company at the minute, we open sourced our work actually when we released the world's first passkey wallet last year. That got us a grant from Optimism. We're building throughout this Safe Accelerator cohort with a number of other teams who are dedicated to building in the Safe ecosystem, who will be onboarding over the coming weeks. And we're also quite active on Farcaster. We've posted a sort of waitlist form and it's got over 700 signups already. So we're just going to start onboarding those people over the coming weeks as well. Sort of ask is for alpha users today. So we're looking to onboard our next cohort. If you are in a safe, if you're in a party, if you're just interested in multiplayer crypto or want to try out our XMTP chats, you can just scan this QR code here. It will take you through to a Telegram chat with me. You can ask any questions. We can get you onboarded. And we're also looking to hire. So we want to hire a founding engineer with a strong background in mobile development to join our team of 2. And also a backend engineer with just experience in Web3. So in either case, whether it's like to get involved in the next cohort, to help with hiring, or even just to ask any questions that you have about Onit or multiplayer in crypto, you can just scan this QR code and I would be happy to chat. So thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, James, for sharing about the bridging of communication and decision-making all through your mobile app. So I think we would have Rohan back again. So next up, we have again Ark. Again, they are they're working to solve one of the biggest problems with the Ethereum, and that is around fragmentation. So with that, please welcome Rohan.
Cool, thanks. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us here today. I'm Rohan and I'm the founder at Ark. At Ark, we are building a blockchain for borderless dApps. Today, Ethereum is broken and we want to make it great again. The future is not monolithic, it's not modular, but it's omni-chain. Our mission is to allow developers to build truly interoperable applications where users have control and developers have a choice. So let's deep dive into the problem statement. As of now, the EVM ecosystem feels fragmented. If you look at the illustration on the right side, we have highlighted fragmentation, particularly across 4 major parameters. First is asset liquidity, then transaction states across chains. Third is different wallet addresses, and fourth is gas tokens. Today, users cannot use their favorite dApp or application because it's either on a new chain or requires specific assets to be moved to that chain. dApps struggle to bring in traction when they build on new chains because it's hard to onboard all the users. All of this results into a poor UX for the entire ecosystem. And there is only one question that we are trying to answer, which is how can dApps easily get access to all the users in the EVM? So for this, Ark has an innovative solution introducing the Ark Smart Chain. The Ark Smart Chain acts as a settlement hub for all the dApps built on any EVM, allowing them to access all users from all supported EVM chains. The Smart Chain is basically an EVM compatible network that uses active validation from restaked nodes and uses concepts of smart accounts and account abstraction. Our goal, however, is not to push applications to build on Ark Smart Chain exclusively and compete with other ecosystems. We want to allow them to build on any chain they want and then use the Smart Chain hub to go omni-chain. So like the user experience, we are also very, very mindful about the developer experience. And that is why we are not just offering a hub, but a full stack solution that includes 4 purpose-built kits to solve a specific problem each. The fund deposit kit is geared for liquidity aggregation. The open auth kit is for wallet address consistency across the chains. The delegation kit is for state and access control across the networks. And the Meta Paymaster kit is for the gas unification. All these kits will work on top of the smart chain to offer a full suite to the developers. But why is this needed right now? So every time there's a new chain, it causes fragmentation of attention as well as users in the EVM realm. This trend is only gonna increase, and there are 3 main catalysts for it. First, it has become easier to launch and deploy L2s and app chains with rollups as a service tools. Second is solutions like Web3 Auth and Privy. Sure, they make the onboarding process for users easier, but the user also gets a new wallet every time, adding to the fragmentation. Third, the Duncan upgrade, which is scheduled to go live, I think, in March, will also include EIP 4844, which will make data costs cheaper and reduce overall gas fees on rollups. Today, the entire market suffers from fragmentation. If you look at the snapshot on the right-hand side, it just shows the top 10 chains by TVL, and there are at least 3,500 apps across just these 10 chains, and these apps are still not fully interoperable. As of now, there are more than 200 plus active chains with more than 10,000 applications out there. Here's a quick view on our progress and traction as of now. We went from ideation to go live in less than 4 months, and the deposit kit is live and has received an overwhelming response. We have more than 200 applications who are speaking to us for the deposit kit, out of which about 20 are in active solution engineering. out of the box, we are live and share a close relationship with all the top 8 chains and the top 5 smart contract providers in Web3. Here's a quick screenshot of the live deposit kit. The deposit kit basically comes as an API, SDK, and widget. You can see the screenshots of the widget on your screen right now. You can try out the demo at demo.arc.xyz. And we have a very exciting roadmap ahead. So let's dive into that. So for H1 this year, we are focused on making the 4 kits live and building early traction on those to validate the infrastructure. We are also releasing the white paper for the smart chain. For H2 this year, we plan to go live with the testnet for the smart chain and build a related infrastructure such as nodes, indexers, bridges, etc. Here's a quick overview of our team. So I've been part of and founded 2 startups before, scaled one of them to 15K MRR B2B, and then worked with JP Morgan Investment Banking for 2-ish years to help onboard $20 million in assets for them. In Web3, I joined Bioeconomy as one of the first business hires and got a chance to establish and lead 4 departments from scratch: business development, partnerships, DAO, token, and Devrin. So I got a chance to lead teams and initiatives to bring in 300 plus dApps for the gasless infrastructure and to get at least 80% market share in the account abstraction bundler market, while fostering strong relationships with teams such as Onyx by JP Morgan, Mercedes-Benz, Trust Wallet, MetaMask, and Animoca brands. Anshul, who's our CTO, is also an ex-founder. His startup gained roughly 15,000 followers and users about a valuation of 500K while he was still in college. He has worked with Neitherminds, Aztec, and Relative Finance in the past. His experience spans working on Starknet's node client Juno, building air stacks, indexers, scalable and smooth backend, and leading a perp team for Relative Finance to look at custody and DeFi strategies. Cool. So our ask from all of you is basically a lot of feedback, a lot of direction on anything that we are building. And we are trying to raise $3 million USD, and we already have commitments of 150K from notable angels such as Aniket Jindal, Tarun Gupta. And yeah, I think this has been awesome. Thank you all for being here today. And we invite you all to join our journey to make Ethereum great again with us. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rohan. And as you said, let's make Ethereum great again indeed. So moving on, we have Allocate, which is preparing the landscape for on-chain asset management through their allocation tool. We predict a huge inflow of capital into Web3. And judging by the market size within Web2, asset management within the space is likely to grow exponentially as well. So with that, please welcome Parash and Arush.
Hey guys, we are Allocate. We have built a solution for on-chain asset management and allocation with self-custody.
So there are thousands of retail investors and HNIs who are bullish on Web3, but they lack the time and expertise to analyze and research each new token. They're also prone to getting their EOA wallets hacked when they interact with new protocols. And even if they want someone else to manage their tokens, they can't really do that because they have to send the tokens to that asset manager. And because of these reasons, active asset management hasn't been able to really take off in Web3. So according to a Messari crypto report, like while 25% of the world's wealth is managed by active wealth managers, this number is like mere 0.15% in Web3.
But now it's time to bridge the gap. Allocate is built on top of Safe, which is the industry leader in smart secure wallets. So investors can allocate their on-chain assets to a skilled asset manager without losing the self-custody. They can also set risk parameters like maximum drawdown, profit targets, or whitelisted list of assets and protocols while doing this allocation. But how does it even work? Let's see it in action. To get started, investor can connect their existing Safe account or create a new one. Next, they can select the fund manager to allocate their Safe account. They can also see the list of whitelisted DeFi protocols that the manager can interact with. By signing the transaction, allocation gets completed using our custom module. Everything is happening on chain, so it's completely transparent. As an investor, they can remove this allocation anytime, which is going to trigger the profit sharing with the manager, and it happens in a trustless manner. So the manager doesn't have to wait for the profit shares. Let's see what happens on the other end. As an asset manager, you get a bird's eye view of all the allocated wallets on the dashboard. You can also see the breakdown of assets in each wallet. Currently, we are live on testnet with Uniswap SDK. This allows the asset manager to do signatureless trades in the allocated wallet without needing any further signature from the investor. We are integrating more DeFi protocols as we speak.
Yeah, so there are multiple use cases of the infrastructure that we are building, but these are the top 3 ones that we have identified. First is that small and medium liquid funds can raise funds seamlessly from HNIs by just taking allocation from them instead of asking them to send the tokens to their wallet. Influencer traders who run their own communities on Twitter and Telegram, this can act as another way of earning more revenue for them because they can operate on a profit sharing model with their community by taking allocation from them. And then thirdly, like we all have a friend who claims to have done like 100x on his token investments. I think it's time to be on a journey with them in a trustless way with Allocate. So during this cohort, we have gone from being an idea stage company to being live on testnet right now. We have got allocation commitments of over 500K from HNIs and asset managers. We are trusted and backed by marquee investors in this space like AlphaWave, Polygon, and now of course LongHash and Safe. And also we have strong builders as our angel investors who sort of mentor us along the way. Tarun from CoinShift, who is one of the strong builders on top of Safe, Aniket by Kwanmi, Sandeep from Polygon, or Porter from ETHSign, and more.
So I am Ayush. I'm leading the product. I've been building into the Web3 space since 2017 and have won a prestigious X Prize challenge. Paras is leading the biz side at Allocate. Previously has built and scaled a consumer brand to $5 million ARR with a successful exit. Shivam is a founding engineer with a strong history of tech leadership at various startups. He's leading the tech at a team. So we are raising $1.5 million to scale our engineering team, to run security audits, and to build key partnerships to grow the product. At Allocate, we are building the block of on-chain asset management, and we hope you can join us on our journey. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Paras. Thanks so much, Ayush. Brilliant presentation. And thanks for sharing about your idea of on-chain asset management as an option for all users. So now, let's move on to talk about DAOs. If you look closely, it is fair to be somewhat skeptical about the actual decentralization of decision makings within any particular DAO currently. So simply put, there's a lot of room for the tooling space to grow, to realize an actual working DAO. And that's why we have Andy here, who'll be sharing us more about Palmera.
Thanks, Amir. Thanks for the kind introduction. Really appreciate it. So, hey, everyone. My name is Andy Pavia. I'm one of the co-founders of Palmera. We help on-chain organizations manage safes, integrations, automations, and credentials all in one place. And today, we're going to be talking about our plan to help on-chain organizations scale decision-making. So let's look at the status quo of ownership composition. At the beginning, organizations have a Discord server with a small community and a multi-sig. And as they grow and advance, the community gets larger and the number of multi-sigs also gets larger. But if you look at who's on those multi-sigs, it tends to be the same super high trusted individuals. And this is problematic because if anything were to happen to those individuals or their private keys, there could be catastrophic losses for the organizations. Additionally, the signing of the transactions is not delegated to other people. So if those individuals are busy with other things throughout the organization, some executions are delayed, which could have consequences, and some transactions are not even executed. And this is problematic because this is similar to having a CPU essentially process the entire IO of an infrastructure, or the board of directors and CEO of a company having to approve every single transaction. This is not how the real world works, and there's no reason why crypto should operate this way. So as part of our suite of tools, in Palmera, we have created an on-chain module, which allows organizations to scale their on-chain operations by enabling the creation of custom and flexible governance structures. You can think of this as a sort of Linux file system where each safe is a folder, and you can essentially have one safe have powers and permission over other safes, and those safes can then have powers and permissions over other safes, therefore creating a sort of tree-like structure. And with this module, it's safer to add individuals who aren't co-founders or key high-up full-time contributors, because the module helps to reduce the impact radius of individuals going missing or going antagonistic against the organization. So some of the key things or key features of our module are things such as roles and rights, configuring the relationship among different safes, and increasing or decreasing the capacity of safes by using mechanisms such as allow and deny list. So I can keep talking about the different use cases that this sort of hierarchical structure has, such as being able to inject budget into specific sub-departments within an organization, but I think it's much more powerful if I just give you a demo. So we're going to be showcasing an on-chain organization that essentially has two safes, a parent and a child safe. Obviously, the parent safe is going to have rights over the child safe. And what we're going to do is that the parent safe is essentially going to claw back assets from the child safe without any of the multi-sig owners from the child safe having to be involved. So let's get to it. Let me play the video. All right, so this is our dashboard. Over here, we can see that the parent safe is already added to the module. We need to add the child safe. So we're going to add it here. The parent will be the parent, obviously. We're going to submit the transaction. And we're going to sign it through MetaMask. And now we should be seeing the icon of the child safe changing, indicating that the safe is in the module, registered on the module. And now let's look at the composition of the treasury. We can see that 66% of the assets, of the value of the assets, are in the parent safe, which amounts to 2 Matic. And within the child safe, we have 1 Matic. So what we're going to do is that the parent safe is going to claw back 1 Matic from the child safe. So we're going to create a send on behalf of. We're going to select the child safe. The recipient is going to be the parent. And we're going to select 1 Matic that we're going to claw back. So we're going to sign this transaction first, and then we're going to submit it. So we confirm it through MetaMask. And it's being processed. Now it's being indexed. And it should be indexed now. Perfect. And now if we look at the dashboard again, we can see that 100% of the assets are now in the parent safe and the child safe has nothing. And if we were to drill down into the transactions, we can see that the child safe actually sent the parent safe 1 Matic. So yeah, we believe that this can essentially really help organizations scale horizontally their operations by being able to add people who are not necessarily the co-founders or super high trust core contributors into their multi-sigs and doing actions on behalf of the organization. So let me just change the slide. Amazing. Yeah, so maybe just a little bit about ourselves. So we can go full screen again. Okay, it doesn't want to go full screen. Okay. So yeah, so just a little bit about ourselves. Again, my name is Andy. I've been in crypto since 2017. I was previously a co-founder of Accounting, which is a crypto taxes and portfolio tracker, which we successfully sold to Glassnode in 2022. And this is Jose, my co-founder, who's also in the call. He was one of Seba's Bank's first blockchain engineer. And over there, he built the proprietary multi-sig that essentially holds over $1 billion in AUM. So our vision is to create the aggregation layer for on-chain organizations. We're selecting the best composable tools out there and putting them all into one layer. And we've been working with organizations such as Good Dollar, Crypto Chefs for the WinDAO, and Bankless DAO for the last couple of months. And that's it. It would be fantastic if you can scan our QR code, give us a follow. We would love to get in touch with you, especially if you have any on-chain organizations in your portfolio who you believe would benefit from a tool such as ours. Yeah, and essentially our module is part of our suite of tools. We also have other things that we're about to release, such as Safe apps and the relayer. So your signers don't necessarily need to pay for the gas themselves, but they can use essentially the funds within the Safe. And thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. Please stay in touch.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Andy, for your presentation on a different suite of features that Palmyra is offering to other DAOs out there. Finally, for today, last but not least, we have Epoch Protocol. They are working on a solution to avoid the manual process of repeating mundane tasks within that Web3. They aim to be a user-friendly, highly configurable tool that works across verticals. So with that, welcome Abhimanyu.
Hello, everyone. I'm Abhimanyu from Epoch Protocol, and we are here to automate all your Web3 experiences. Well, have you ever been in a situation where you have to go to a dApp again and again to claim your rewards? Or maybe go to a Safe again and again to make same repetitive transaction on a weekly or a monthly basis? Or have you simply failed to buy the dApp? Well, all of this because there are no Zapier or IFTTT-like tools for Web3. And there's a total lack of non-custodial tools for you to automate things like SIPs, token streaming, token transfers, and a lot more. For products and developers out there, it simply takes a lot of developer hours, a lot of resources to get simplest of project logics automated or get some recurring transactions going. Well, with Epoch Protocol, you can not just automate anything in Web3, you can do so in a non-custodial way, all thanks to account abstraction. And with Epoch Protocol's SDK, developers and projects can automate their transaction up to 4 times faster, and they don't even have to go through an audit again, which is pretty cool. Now, let's take a quick look at our product. Well, this is the Epoch dApp, and let's go through it component by component. At the left-hand side, you see all the different products that we built to test our PMF within different verticals of Web3. At the right-hand side, we'll see all the transaction and actions that we will schedule. And at the center of the page, there are 2 different flows that we will be using to firstly record our transactions, and then ultimately schedule them or automate them for future. So let's quickly start with the first one, that is Wallet Connect. For this to work, we simply have to go to any dApp. I'll go to Aave, for instance. I'll hit on Wallet Connect, and I'll click on this Connect button. I'll go right back, and I'll simply paste this here and hit Connect. I'll give it a couple of seconds, and you're all sorted. You're connected with Aave. Now let's make some transactions now. I'll simply supply some Matic here and go right back to Epoch dApp and approve it. We already had 2 transactions, so in a couple of seconds, we should be seeing a third one as well. There you go. We have 3 transactions now. Let's add a 4th one, but this time using a different flow. For this, we'll simply get a transaction hash from Block Explorer, go to Epoch dApp again, click on transaction hash, paste the hash here, and hit find details. Again, we'll give it a couple of seconds. All right. Now you get 2 options. You can either keep it unchanged or you can modify it a bit, and then finally hit submit. We give it a couple of seconds, and we should see a 4th transaction as well. There we go. We have a 4th transaction as well. Now, all we need to do is set some triggers. You can set something like time-based, or you can say, hey, whenever I receive a token, just send these transactions. Or you can even create your own trigger using some smart contracts and their ABIs. But let me quickly schedule this transaction on a specific time. So I'll simply pick a random date, and then I'll hit submit. I'll sign the metaverse pop-up, and then it will simply process the transactions. While it's processing, let's take a look at some other dApps that we built. First one is a limit order dApp that simply lets you place limit order on any Uniswap-based DEX and across multiple networks. Pretty cool, right? The other one is a Savly automation dApp that lets you either duplicate a stream or withdraw a stream automatically. You like set a time and it will do it for you at that specific time. Now let's simply go back to Epoch dApp and check the status of our transaction. Well, the transaction has been scheduled and we are all sorted. Well, now let's go back to our tech. Well, in past couple of months, we have hit a few significant milestones. For instance, we have received more than 12,000 beta signups. We have had more than 3,000 beta testers. We are part of Consensus Fellowship. And of course, we are backed by LongHash and Safe. Now, we also got a pretty packed roadmap. So for Q1 2024, we are working on making our infrastructure robust. We are stress testing everything. Our beta testers are giving us phenomenal feedback. In Q2 2024, we would be working on adding more capabilities to our transaction bundler. We would be onboarding more projects onto our automation infrastructure. And in Q3 2024, we would be adding support for pluggable modules in transaction bundler, which would be allowing us for something like AI agents or intents. And then finally, in Q4, we would be adding a shared mempool with AppChain, and that would also allow us for external bundlers and kickstart our journey towards decentralization. And to build all of this, we got like the best team in the space. All three of us have been like friends for past 7 years. We have traveled the world together. Akshat and I co-founded a previous venture together, which eventually got acquired. We have worked with some of the biggest names in the Web3 space, such as Gitcoin, Polygon, Avails, Ferron, Unstoppable Domains, and a lot more. We have contributions spread across all over Web3. We have been mentor and judges in some of the biggest hackathons, including ETH Denver. And all three of us have individually won more than 12 hackathons. Now, for all of this, we are simply asking for $2 million that will help us reach to all the Web3 users to automate their all Web3 interactions, and to all the projects out there for them to automate their project logics or recurring transactions. Well, that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for hearing to us.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Abhimanyu, for sharing more about your vision for an automated future. So before wrapping up, I'd like to thank our all-star panel of mentors for supporting the teams throughout the program. Your contributions have definitely been recorded. It's been recorded on chain, actually, through LongHash Web. And we'd also like to thank the entire Safe team for their support. And without their help, we wouldn't have been able to bring the teams to where they are today. You know, we were very impressed with the growth that this cohort has exhibited in the last 3 months. And we really wish our founders the very best for their journey. Now, for those of you in the audience that are listening, if you're interested to get in touch with any of the team members, with any of the teams today, just scan the QR code on the screen. I believe you'll also be receiving a link in the chat here right now. So, you know, on top of that, we will also be sending a follow-up email with instructions on how to get in touch with the teams if you wish to do so. And we'll be facilitating these one-on-one introductions within the next few weeks. So, you know, after today, if you would love to learn more, get the latest insights and news to our upcoming cohorts, follow us on Twitter or X at LongHashX and also at LongHashVC, and go to our website at longhash.vc. So, you know, across the 2 days, we have 4 demo days, and this is actually the second one. So with that, we would like to conclude this particular demo day. And thank you so much to our audience of investors, founders, community members who joined us today virtually to meet the teams of the Safe Accelerator, the 11th cohort of the LongHashX accelerators. So goodbye. Thanks.